Oh, here it is. Conservative is the new punk rock. It's no longer rage against the machine. It's rage for the machine. They love saying this.
I remember when I was growing up, I was like a mega punk rocker, and I was just super anti-establishment, super anti-system, oppression, stupid laws telling me how to think, how to live my life, people trying to dictate what I do, you know.
Yeah, like, don't get ugly face tattoos, okay? This guy was like, no, man. If getting ugly face tattoos is illegal, put me in jail. Put me in a Supermax prison. Do you understand? I'm going to Supermax. I'm getting the worst tattoos you've ever seen.
It's like super punk rock when I was a kid. Like I had a whole mohawk. It was like a foot tall for like most of my...
Honestly, H would have fucked up by not hiring this guy to be a fishman. I've never seen more of a fishman look-alike in the wild with the teeth and all. You know what I mean? He just straight up... This dude straight up looks more fishman than all the fishmen on the live action One Piece, okay?
Teenage years. You know, I grew up in New York, and you know, I realized it's kind of funny. You can't really be a punk rocker and be a liberal anymore because that has become the establishment. So if you want...
Yeah, sure, fine, okay? But like, so are Republicans. Everyone's a fucking lib.
Want to be a punk rocker, you by definition have to be a conservative.
Yeah, conservatives are so punk rock, dude. Dude, I fucking love that. There's nothing dumber. There's nothing dumber than being like, dude, conservatism is counterculture. It's like every 4 years they cycle this out and they test the field. And then like the broader majority of Christian conservatives that vote for the Republican Party reliably are like, no, shut the fuck up. That's not, like, what are you talking about? No. I don't want to hire you. You have face tattoos. Get the fuck out of my store. Yeah. There's nothing that says punk rock like funding the police more, which the Democrats do, and so do the Republicans, okay? This guy better be using that Celtic nodding pattern. Our culture is not your costume. Sometimes it is, but still.
It's the weirdest thing. And like, you know, I know you're probably going to get all mad and try to defend your point. Like, oh, well, they're Christians. Like, that just makes you the bigot, strangely enough. So, good on all you Christians for being real punk rockers while the world has...
Like, they don't want that. This is like incredibly alt, incredibly niche, okay? Like, imagine a guy who has been a reliable Republican Party voter, who voted for Donald Trump, loves him. He owns an HVAC business, okay, in Indiana. Do you think that lifelong church-going, you know, Donald Trump-loving guy wants to be called fucking punk rock as a Christian? He's like, that's that devil's music, boy. Get the fuck out of my store. What do you mean? Punk rock? What are you saying? Like, who do you think is the median Republican voter? You think it's this fucking guy? Absolutely not. I know the liberal monoculture is so overpowering that you have like blue-haired SJWs and you have blue-haired Republicans now. Okay? Especially post-COVID, a lot of like these granola moms and shit went full-blown QAnon, right? But that is still a tiny part of the base. It's not even a part of the base, really. Have you heard Christian music? Have you ever been to an area where there's like actually just like normal Christian people around? Not like people that fucking wear their political affiliations on their sleeve, but like Americans, you know what I mean? Like regular old white bread, Wonder Bread ass Americans. Let me tell you, you walk into a fucking coffee shop, okay, in a random part of the country that is a little bit more rural, the music that they're playing is like Christian renditions. Like, you know how the Abcdefu, like, you know that song? There's like a Christian version of that. Did you know? Did you know that there's a Christian version of that song, including every other fucking song? I know all of my Midwestern Americans in the chat right now know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And it's like, It's like A, B, C, D. No, it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G-O-D. No, it's something like that. It's like Kids Bop, but for Christians. Okay? Let me see if I can find it. A, B, C, D.
Let me spell it out.
Is this?
A, B, C, D, E, F.
G-H, I gave my life. I got Jesus on my side. Tell my sins goodbye. Let the devil run and hide. I'm free, no defeat. I proclaim my victory till the end of time. Cause my
Like, you walk into a fucking coffee shop and this shit's blasting. You think that guy wants to be called punk rock? You think that motherfucker who's like, maybe this guy who's singing it wants to be called punk rock because he's a TikTok Satanist. But the people that are enjoying this music, the broader majority, not a single one of those motherfuckers want to be called punk rock. They don't want to be counterculture.
my God loves me.
Anyway. Better one.
God's will made. This is a certified church classic.
Gracious Grizzle!
Damn, son of God, where'd you find this?
Oh my God, this is so stupid. Okay.
Gone ultra establishment, ultra oppression, ultra government overreach. So, yeah, you can't be big government and be.
Like, these guys have deluded themselves on TikTok, on Facebook, into thinking they're like, their mania is expressed through other facets of the Republican Party, when like the average Republican still absolutely is just like, this punk rock shit is what? I don't understand it. Like, the average Republican is threatening you with a gun when you enter their store because they think you're a criminal, okay? Because you have the ugliest tattoos I have ever fucking laid eyes on, and he should do that. It is his God-given right, okay? Now, having said that, the one aspect of this doorknob that actually does track with the rest of the conservative movement is his lack of understanding of art. Okay? Let me explain something to you. Conservatives, they can't read subtext. That's not a thing for them. Okay? They want it to be laid on thick, which is ironic because even when something is laid on thick for them, like Rage Against the Machine, okay, talking about how cops are fucking Klansmen, okay? How cops are actually a part of the Ku Klux Klan. Do you understand? Like, that is, like it, hate it, doesn't matter. How do you miss the point? How do you miss that point? It's not even subtle. It's not even subtext. It is the text. Okay? So for those people to just like listen to that music and be like, well, you know, it seems to me like they're raging for the vaccine now, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You just don't understand it. Okay?
Be a punk rocker. That makes no fucking sense at all. So there's a shout out to all you globalists out there. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah, dude. The punk rock scene is gonna win over the minds and hearts of everyday Americans too. Anyway. This dude is so out of touch though. I'm a metalhead and most bands I know are like violently progressive. Yeah. There's definitely a huge group of punk rock chuds rising up. Dude. Nobody from Ohio. Like, first of all, there's always been skinheads, anti-Nazi skinheads, and also Nazi skinheads. There's always been like a culture of Nazi punks. But that is irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. If we're talking about like if we're talking about like average Americans and their understanding of the world, the things they care about, or whatever the fuck, like you're crazy if you think that like, oh man, the Nazi movement is really growing prominently in the punk movement. It's like, yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing. You're talking about nothing. You're talking about a handful of people. Okay? Anyway. It's just, yeah, this is not even like a well-defined ideology for them. It doesn't matter. I guess it's like reactionary and maybe like a willingness to do violence and willingness to be contrarian that has like captivated them. So they think that that is what this is about. And that's pretty much it. Nazi punks are trying to co-op. They've never been a significant part. And it doesn't matter. The punk scene overall is not that big. It's not like moving the needle. It's not representative of anything other than a totally isolated niche subsect of a genre. That's it. That's it. It's always been that way. It's not a real thing. There was a movie called Green Room. It was a great movie. I watched it. Yeah, about a punk band who gets stuck in a green room trying to defend themselves against a bunch of skinheads trying to kill them. Yeah, that was great. Great movie. Oh, she's pressing buttons. Calm down. No! Anyway, guys, love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.